I'm Tim Scoggins, Chairman of the Shaftsbury Select Board, and I am calling this meeting to order at 6:30 on Monday, February 17, 2020. First thing up, as always, I need to check with the members of the board to see if anyone has a conflict of interest with anything appearing on the agenda this evening.
No.
No. Okay. We have minutes?
No minutes were circulated.
Okay. We have warrants. Somewhere I know I have my trusty pen. First up, I see check warrant number 21. The amount is $50,920.64.
So moved.
Motion to approve from Tony.
Second.
Seconded by Ken. Items over $1,000 include $2,400 to A&K Agri Services.
That's trucking for gravel.
Trucking for gravel. $1,000 to Aflac, our insurance, some of our insurance. $7,000 to Appalachia Salt. $7,000 to Blue Cross Blue Shield of Vermont. $2,800 to Bennington County Sheriff. $4,100 to Delury Sales and Service. $1,000 to GA Bow Fuels. $4,000 to Nortrax Equipment. $1,700 to Nortrax Equipment. Those must be truck repairs.
The graders and the heavy equipment repairs.
$2,400 to Wallingford Crushed Stone. $2,100 to Wallingford Crushed Stone. $1,200 to Wholesale Distributors. Is that our credit card?
No, wholesale distributors is assorted equipment for the garage, road equipment, everything from culverts to material. I'm not quite sure what that one is. I have to look at the pile to see.
And $4,300 to William E. Daly.
There's more gravel. And more gravel.
Gravel, and more gravel.
Yes.
Any other discussion?
Mike, what was the repairs at the grader? You know,
I'll have
exactly.
to pull it out. It's I can let you know. It was either the grader
I'll let you find
or
it.
this is the John Deere. One of them was from 6 months ago. We've been in a billing dispute with them for a while. So, but that was, I believe, the grader.
Cause I mean, well, I guess, that new grader, what's the year on the new grader? I forget, the newer one.
The Deere?
Yeah.
I'd have to look that up. I don't drive it, so I'm.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm just wondering
That
if,
stuff.
you know, like, when I worked for the town, we were gonna look at a grader.
Mhm.
And we tried the John Deere grader, and we tried other different graders.
Mhm.
And at the time, I wasn't very impressed with the John Deere equipment. And I didn't know if, in the future, if we're having excessive repairs on that thing,
No,
being that old. Not that old, that would be.
no, it's not that old. It has a long life left in it. The big repair, this is actually for the backhoe. This is for the 410 that we put in a kingpin bearings.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, that's just where.
Yeah, that's just where. But the John Deere had a routine service last fall that was quite expensive, because everything you do with it is expensive. But
Well, yeah,
It's
but you
not-
get to a certain point with that, on ours, and you gotta go to transmission filters and hydraulic
Yeah.
oil filters.
I mean, I can get you the whole list of everything. That's
Well, no, I mean, I just wanna, you know, that there may be other graders that we might wanna consider in the future.
Yeah, I think that grader purchase is about 10 years out,
Yeah,
10 or 12 years out at this
yeah.
point. But there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with the grader. I mean,
No, I'm just at a wear and tear
Yeah.
usage.
yeah, well, this is just
efficiency
normal,
point. Yeah,
normal maintenance things.
yeah.
And, it's like the cat still runs great. And that thing's.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, it's stuff like, your big repairs on that's gonna be, other than your regular grease and oil like that. But when you're at a certain point, and it's all based on hours,
Mhm.
you gotta go change your transmission fluid, your filters, your hydraulic filters, all of that.
Well, come in, I'll pull out what they did, because it was a big job that was done last summer or fall, where they came and did, it's periodic on their maintenance schedule,
Yeah.
is when they come in, it's a certain number of hours and they come in.
Oh, they do it? They do
Yeah,
it?
they did.
They
No,
do
no,
that.
not our crew, Nortrax came down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, they do it in the ground. Yeah.
Okay.
So Ken, I'm gonna depend on you in 12 years to remind me to look at
I
different
hope
brands
I'm
of
still
graders.
here and do the
Send,
honors.
send me an email.
I think we'll be speaking directly brain to brain on that.
You're gonna have to get a new elevator to get me up here.
We're working on that.
Any other discussion on check warrant number 21? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. So check warrant number 21 is approved 400. The amount was $50,920.64. Next, I have payroll warrant number 16 in the amount of $24,918.77.
So moved.
Motion to approve from
Second.
Tony. Second by Joe. Any discussion on the payroll? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining. Payroll warrant number 16 in the amount of $24,918.77 is approved 400. Does anyone have any announcements? I would remind people that town meeting is coming up on Monday, March 2nd. This year we are doing something a little different. At the urging of citizens group, largely led by Carl Corman, also heavily involved is Lon McClintock and Karen Mellinger, we are bringing back the potluck supper to town meeting in order to try and drum up attendance and just for the general goodness of it all. So this coming town meeting, we will call the meeting to order at 6:30 and then recess for potluck supper for 1 hour, and then the business will start at 7:30. So we hope you can make it. Bring a dish to share. If you'd like to get a heads up on what to bring, contact Carl Corman. You can find him through the news on our website, or as usual, you can always call Dave and find out anything you want to know.
Except greater service.
Yeah, well, you're the greatest. I see no members of the public, so I don't think there are any public comments. Which takes us to our treasurer's report. Tony, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for showing up on a holiday in your
Oh.
sweatshirt.
I always wear a sweatshirt on all federal holidays. We look at the cash flow, start with. Okay, it's a nice line in the middle of it.
Oh, leave me alone.
Good. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, one thing I want to say about this is after talking about this with Tim, when I was talking about how the cash was diverging, I took another look and I found some checks that had never been, an entire warrant that never got onto the cash flow, and that's why our cash was looking weird. So it's corrected now, and it's, so the amount you see when you go down to the bottom is much closer to our actual cash in the bank, and the difference is just outstanding checks and whatnot. So, so that's a number you can trust. If you look back up to the top, Let's see, the big number there is equipment cash due to the general fund. That's a couple of really big checks that you guys approved, I think at the last one.
Yeah, it was the fire truck frame for
Right.
$101,000 and the Chevy for $48,000 plus.
Yeah, so that's what that is. So that's just returning money from the reserve account back to the general fund. That brings us up to, and I'm gonna have you scroll back down again to the bottom. That number of just shy of 400,000 in cash, that's gotta get us through the end of the fiscal year. And this is exactly the time of year last year that I started saying I was gonna keep a close eye on that. It ended up being fine last year. We got the line of credit, we barely used it. I was just being a chicken little about that a little bit. But I'm gonna keep an eye on that this year as usual. But that's our real number. Let's see, the reserve fund, if we take a look at that, you'll see that there's been the mirror to what I just showed you with the cash flow. There's the fire truck and I forgot what the rest of the equipment, oh, you just said the 84,000 in the equipment.
Yeah, it was $48,000 for the Chevy.
And then there was something from before, it's just,
Yeah.
had just been,
Oh, yeah, the 122 was the Chevy and something else.
the column that
84.
says debits, 84.
It was Chevy and the North Bennington truck.
Right,
That's what that is.
Okay, and some of that had happened before. And then we got a little bit of water coming in, but that's the only thing going on. So that brought down our, the balance on the reserve account. If you scroll down just a smidge. It had been up at around 800,000. It's down there because of those repairs. But that's a real number too. Since it's in the middle of the month, I'm not projecting it to the budget, but everything is just as normal as we've said. I think that spending is a tiny bit ahead of this time last year for reasons that we've discussed, but nothing else going on. Any questions about any of that?
No. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roads report.
I don't have much to report on the roads. They're out plowing a lot and salting and sanding when necessary. They do get in a little brushwork when they can and then keep the trucks ready for the next snowstorm. Work on the piles for salt and sand and deliveries that time of year. That's the whole focus is plowing really. And they can get in whatever else they can. Supposed to snow this evening and tomorrow too, so we'll be back out again. They were out, some of them were out this weekend. You know, the east side gets more than the other parts of town. But yeah, we're just basically in that groove for the next few weeks. So far, the salt is just about in line. Winter sand, they're both keeping a good balance. Again, we're digging into gravel because we keep having mud seasons. Hopefully it will stay and stay without really getting a heavy rain and turning it back to mud again, and then we'll be okay. But it's all depends on the weather. Right now, there can't be that much frost in the ground because it hasn't been. So if we go gently the next 6 weeks, we won't have a real big mud season at the end of it. But yeah, knock on wood, keep your fingers crossed. And the only other item we have for tonight is the one bid from Delory that we need to approve. As you remember, we postponed that so Mike could go through the 10 pages of the proposal here, make sure it is what he wanted. What we've asked to do is add on $3,500 for a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. The original bid came with an extended warranty for just the engine and transmission, but for another $3,500 you can do the entire truck, and I think that's worthwhile for the first 5 years.
Is that something new, Mike? I don't know if I ever heard of that. Or Dave?
It's what they're offering now. I can't speak to what they might have offered in the end.
That covers everything.
Yeah, not everything. Nothing covers everything.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Can you negotiate that price now on the warranty? Usually you can.
Well, they're actually giving us quite a bit off on They're giving us quite a lot for a very old truck too.
It's not the deal you're getting, it's the deal you think you're getting.
We can reject it and take it back.
No, I was just gonna say, if you
Yeah.
can negotiate the price.
Yeah, we'll talk to them,
You-
see
you
what-
can.
see what we can do,
Typically you
yeah.
can, they'll work
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're very good with working with us. This is actually, with the stainless body of a price of 151 is actually a really good price. But, well, we'll talk about the warranty, we'll see what we can do.
Does that seem high to you?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
$3,500 for a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty on a $150,000 truck?
No.
It sounds like what they want for like $20,000 car.
Yeah, because the engine and transmission warranty was $4,500. Just the engine and transmission warranty.
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, given the cost of repairing these things, extended warranties is the way to go, because we're paying a lot. And like I say, our fleet isn't old, we have a couple of old trucks, mostly the used ones we bought knowing they were old. But it's the trucks that are 6, 7 years old that are killing us right now.
Who's the warranty company?
It's international, they'll warranty their own vehicles.
Okay.
What does it
And they
not,
probably have an insurer, I don't know the name of the insurer that does it, but it's through international.
what does it not cover?
Well, I'll have to get the whole thing out, I can send you copies of it.
Okay, well, no, it's,
But
probably they wouldn't cover brake pads and stuff like
no, it's
that.
not gonna cover that, nobody's gonna cover brake pads,
Yeah.
windshield wipers, or
Yeah,
headlights,
well, no, it's,
marker lights, anything damaged, I think it's really just, the major parts between, yeah. It's the same, the same virtual things as your car.
that body will be the same as we've got, only stainless steel.
It'll be stainless steel.
This is with the chain in it, the sander.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we have to, for the single axle, we have to have that.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's,
And the stainless will make it a lot better because these bodies are not,
well, that's what's going, the body, not the truck, not the truck.
yeah, these bodies are not great.
So you'll add life to the truck.
Yeah, yeah. I can get you copies of the warranty.
Well, it's, yeah, how could we approve that, pending approval of the warranty? Or we gotta approve the whole thing?
Do you plan on having the truck for 5 years?
Oh, for at least 10 to 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Going for the long haul.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
one of these trucks should last a minimum of 10 years. It's just a matter of money. We're talking about 150, this truck really is like 160, 175,000. The tandems are gonna be pushing over 200, not pushing, they're over 200 when we get to those in 2 years.
Or diesel, right?
Yeah, and, yeah, I mean, they have to last. Some towns like to replace them more because they get a better trade-in, but you have to carry a lot of money or to carry a lot of debt to do that. And right now, we're paying cash for everything. So we can continue to do that, and we can get through the winter with the backup trucks we bought and replace these older trucks as we go along, because the '09 will go, then the '11 will go. We're gonna order the replacement for the '11 before we take the delivery of this one, because it takes almost a year to get a truck now. And then we'll order the tandem after delivery of the next 7400, and then replace the next tandem, and then the backhoe has to be replaced. So it's all kind of just runs in a line here. But yeah, these trucks should last 10 years. I mean, it's a lot to do with the maintenance and making sure you get them cleaned after they go out in weather like this, where it's a lot of wear and tear. But, if you check around the state and who does what, some people keep them for 12 years, some people keep them for 8 years.
Depends on how much you're working to.
Yeah, it depends on, if they move, that's the other part of maintenance, if you use them, they're expensive because they break. The more you use them, you got other issues. But for these, I think 10, the one we're gonna replace is 12 years old now. And actually is doing pretty good. The 11 is better. So we'll just get through. I mean, it's time for it to be replaced, that's definite.
They're not cheap, we know that.
No, they're not cheap. I mean, that's the thing with, the kind of the scale with the warranty too, because you're talking about a $160,000 truck. So when I get repair bills after a couple of years, like I have with the tandems of $7,000, $8,000, it'd be nice to have that on an extended warranty. I mean, we'll make that up in 5 years. We'll definitely make it up in 5 years that we have them. Yeah.
then, yeah.
But no, I can get all the paperwork, I don't have it tonight, because we would be meeting here till 10 o'clock. But I can forward the warranty to anybody who'd like it. And we'll talk to them about it.
I'd like to look at it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can get them for you.
I used to sell warranties.
Yeah, oh, did you?
Yeah, I used to sell cars for about 10 years.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
When is that backhoe due to be replaced?
I think that's in 26.
I mentioned one time about, because Mike said he wanted a smaller machine. And I
Not
was,
necessarily for the backhoe, I think he was talking about the
no, he was
excavator.
talking about,
Oh, the backhoe?
we talked about it. What I'm thinking, I don't know if this would work or not, I'm just throwing this out there. That machine has still got some value to it, because it's not that old.
The
Volvo.
gear. Well, the Volvo you're talking
Yeah.
about, okay.
I'm just wondering if maybe Mike or somebody ought to just check and see what would be possible to, if there's any value to trade that in for a smaller machine.
We can look at that.
Because you're working at it two ways that way. You got more value to our machine, and you're looking to spend less money
Yeah,
for the other one.
yeah.
It's gonna be more than what we need.
Yeah.
That machine is really a little big for what we,
Yeah, it has some small benefits to it being large, but.
well,
I
yeah,
know
but
what
I mean,
you're saying, too.
it's,
But then you're into a loan.
well,
There's no way around.
I understand, I don't like doing that either, but I'm just saying, you know, if you wait too long, then, just look at it, that's all I'm
Yeah,
asking,
okay, no, we'll look into it, yeah.
that's all I'm asking.
So back on the question for tonight about the bid. Dave, you're looking for authorization to go ahead and,
For for 155,075 to accept the bid.
do you guys really want Dave to investigate this warranty, or can we go ahead and approve this?
I mean, I'm comfortable if he thinks it's a good deal.
And it's, the warranty is through International, it's not through like Wins or another.
I can say it's definitely through international, because like a lot of companies you'll go to say we warranty our product. You get to the fine line on page 57 and it's through some other company. But I'll have to go and look at it to find out.
And it would just be nice, just go online and maybe look at some reviews.
Is there any urgency on this?
Yes. If we
Because
don't
the next
order
time we're gonna be able to talk about this is almost a month away, because we've got town meeting between us and them.
If you want, why don't we, is there an objection to the engine and transmission warranty? 4,500,
That was in the original bid price.
that was in the original bid price, yeah.
And now you're looking to get bumper
$3,500
to bumper for
more.
$3,500. I mean, $3,500 is one.
Yeah, but that's
Minor
on
repair.
top, that's on top of the 4,500.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
We want to make sure that engine and transmission lasts at least 5 years.
I mean, as long as Dave's comfortable with it,
I was gonna say, you're gonna be in a warranty for about $8,000, and how much does a motor cost?
I'm
I
scared,
don't know,
I'm
I'm
scared to
just
figure.
trying to compare apple to apples. Okay, so let's just do it then, let's just get through
well,
this.
you know, we can drop the bumper to bumper, if you're concerned about it.
I wouldn't want to drop the bumper to bumper. We've been spending on car repairs like crazy lately
Well,
on cars.
when
that-
I was thinking about bumper to bumpers, it covers all the nickel and dime stuff.
Right.
You know, the broken handle,
Yeah.
you know, things due to a defect.
Yeah,
But yeah, but then again, you know, cars are well designed today, or trucks, and things don't really break that much.
well, we
Well,
just,
well, with a work truck, probably, but yeah.
our biggest problem is one of our newest trucks that we've already been awarded a settlement in a class action suit. I didn't know that was going on, over the Max Force engine. So we are going to get a $10,000 credit on our next tandem when we turn that thing in. So yeah, not everything's perfect when it comes out. And that thing has cost us money, and the 10,000 is gonna make up the difference. I think someone settled too long.
Yeah,
Well, it is a nice insurance policy, isn't it?
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I'm looking for a motion to award the bid to
The
lorry for a single axle dump truck, and the amount is,
$155,075.
So moved.
moved by Tony,
Second,
seconded by Ken. Any
does,
more
what,
discussion?
does that include that extended, I think we gotta exclude the extended warranty,
That includes the bumper-to-bumper warranty.
does it?
Yeah.
That includes, yes, the bumper-to-bumper warranty
Yeah,
and
okay,
the stainless steel body, which was also an option.
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
No more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstaining? Okay, so the bid is approved by a vote of 400.
That's it for roads.
We have alternative road schedule. You wanted to wait until Art is here
Oh, yeah, I
as
I
the
scratched that, yeah.
highway liaison to talk about that. Yeah. Okay, item 9 is about the CUD, the Communication Union District. Again, I urge people to vote yes. You'll see that on your town meeting ballot on Tuesday. 12 towns in Bennington County have so far agreed to put this on their town meeting ballot. And if approved, we will create the Southern Vermont Communication Union District. And then we can start the hard work of figuring out how to bring internet service to the people that don't have it, beginning with, we hope, getting a grant from the state to allow us to develop a business plan for how we can go about doing this. I do have a request from the board tonight. Something that I've been having my eye on relative to the CUD is there's some money being released, big amounts of money being released by the Federal Communication Commissions targeted at rural broadband, and it's gonna all be released in 2020. And it's 16 billion with a B dollars that's going to be released in 2020. Most of the money that we see associated with this kind of thing is in the millions. And so it's something that we need to take a look at. And I've been trying to read it, and it's hard. It involves something called a reverse auction, which I don't really understand, and a lot of other things. The main thing is it's causing the CUD to kind of ramp up their timescale. We had planned to vote on the CUD over the next 6 months, get the state to help us develop a business plan. It's looking like if on that schedule, we won't even have a chance to apply for this money. And I've been trying to get help helping me understand how we might go about doing this. BCRC has been helping out as much as they can, but they are not being paid for this. And I need more help than they can really provide for free. And so I was going to ask the board to provide some money to BCRC to help navigate some of the financial and other hurdles that we're trying to get through as we look at what our options are relative to developing this plan to bring internet. What I was going to suggest is $3,500, and that number has come up around here before when we're talking about things that the whole county or outside communities might also participate in, which is $3,500 is $1 per person who lives in Shaftsbury. And I think it's possible that at some point we'll ask other towns to contribute. I would remind the board that we approved $6,000 towards CUD formation back when we thought it was just going to be Shaftsbury. We decided that was not the right way to go, that the right way to go was with a multi-town effort, so that money didn't get spent. So I'm looking for approval for that amount of money. It'll buy us about 100 hours of research from BCRC, and it could pay big dividends if it allows us to get in line for some of this money.
Are the other towns doing it, Ted, or just us?
So far it's just us, but like I say, it's an amount of money $1 per person is the kind of thing that most towns can afford without trying very hard. This is really kind of a short-term thing, like I say, and I do expect that we may end up going to other towns to ask them to contribute also. That's easier to do if Shaftsbury leads on that.
I just don't want Shaftsbury paying for somebody else's advantage, that's all. I like the
agree.
idea, but.
I agree. It's in the nature of things of, it's not a lot of money, and again, it's setting an example that other towns would follow. And yeah, in this instance, it's going to benefit people outside of Shaftsbury, but I just don't have time right now to go before the other boards and ask for it. But come town meeting, we expect to have 12 towns on board. It wouldn't be unreasonable to expect some others to help us out if we find we still need that.
You need a motion.
I do.
So moved.
Motion from Tony to approve $3,500 to BCRC to help with planning and research relative to the CUD formation.
So it could be a whole lot less.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Second by Ken. Discussion? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? So that approved 400. Thank you, gentlemen. I would if you're worried about that sort of thing, I would remind us of another time that Shaftsbury did something like this when the Southern Vermont Economic Zone was being formed, and we set an example by pledging $1 per person to help get that off the ground. Bennington did the same thing, which for them was on the order of $15,000 at $1 per person. We didn't end up having to use that money either, but I will tell you that in a lot of meetings that were conducted relative to making that happen and getting it off the ground and showing Windham County that people in Bennington County were on board with that the contributions of Bennington and Shaftsbury were mentioned several times in a good light.
Well, as long as we keep an eye on it, we'll get,
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't getting my pocket picked.
Right, and like
Yeah, I totally agree, yeah.
like Tony says, we may not end up
Yeah.
using all that. And,
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it don't hurt to be in the front line or something, either.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Okay, one other thing that's come up, and this is Appalachian Trail Community Letter of Support. So there's a thing, and it's called an Appalachian Trail Community.
Yeah.
Manchester is one, and what it is communities that have pledged to support the Appalachian Trail, to encourage businesses to support hikers, to support events that like the Green Mountain Club does every summer. They go out and set up a barbecue and provide food for hikers who are coming through on the Appalachian Trail on the east side. It's good for economic development. It's good for tourism. It is something that we can advertise as that we're welcoming to hikers and that sort of thing. And there's an effort underway to make the Bennington area an Appalachian Trail community. And I was asked to provide a letter of support saying that I personally supported it. I think it's something that the entire select board could get behind in saying that we support it. This one won't cost any money. We just have to sign a letter, and if you'll allow me, I'll read that letter of support now.
Yeah, that would be good.
It says, to the members of the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, the Shaftsbury Select Board supports the designation of the Bennington Appalachian Trail Community as an official Appalachian Trail community. Shaftsbury, located just a few miles north of Bennington, has its own rich history of hiking, of trails, and of association and kinship with the Appalachian Trail. Our town is crisscrossed by its own network of trails that connect private camps, our town's municipal forest, and other public trails. The Appalachian Trail passes just a few miles outside our town limits on the ridgeline of the Green Mountains. Many of us regularly work with the Green Mountain Club maintaining our nearby sections of the Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail community designation would benefit our community by enhancing economic development by showcasing our outdoor resources like the Appalachian Trail, encouraging businesses to cater to hikers and to donate to Appalachian Trail events and causes, promoting healthy, active lifestyles among our citizens, uniting the community around our shared love of this great resource. We, the members of the Shaftsbury Select Board, ask that you give favorable consideration to the designation of the Bennington area as an Appalachian Trail community. So if y'all in agreement, I would entertain a motion to sign this letter of support.
So moved.
Excellent. Second.
Yeah.
Moved by Tony, seconded by Joe. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? So that motion to sign the letter of support is approved 4-0-0. And if everybody will sign it, I'll get it off to them tonight so they can put it in the application.
Joe, you've hiked, have you done the long trail?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Appalachian Trail?
No, not the whole thing.
You've done the whole long term?
No, not the whole thing.
Not the whole
No.
thing. I got as far as, I went from north to south to Rutland.
It's a big traction.
Yeah, big section.
Yeah,
Good, thank you, gentlemen.
there was knee shelters along the way and,
Yeah, this was years ago. I had a group, and we couldn't do that anymore.
Good, good. All right, Dave, you have got a grant application.
Yeah, I just want to bring this to the board's attention. It's something that I want to start on. It's going to be a long-term project, but there's about $100,000 grant money we would be able to tap into to make this building actually ADA accessible.
Cool.
It's really designed for municipalities and especially for town halls like this that, clearly built in 1800s, wasn't intended for that. As you know, we were talking about an exterior addition to the building here with an elevator. That seemed a little pricey, but I think we need to move on to the different steps involved, hiring an architect, getting different proposals, make the front the accessible point, but also look at this, get some alternatives, and like every other project, we would start winnowing down the alternatives by cost and everything. A lot of paperwork has to go into this. It's kind of like the Shire's grant. It is actually almost the same thing. So it'll take a while to get it all together, but I'm hoping between that and our match, which is only 20%, and other money we can come up with. Like I said, this is a couple of years plan at least. We can come up with the best solution to make this accessible. And at some point, I'll need the board to vote and approve to move forward with this, but that's like step 4. But I am going to get this underway, and probably I'll be back in a few weeks to talk about using some of fiscal 22's money, 21's money. I'm getting ahead of myself, to start the process by doing an RFP for architect, because you can't get anywhere without the architectural input, and look at the options. Give us options for the front, give us options for over here, and anything else they might think of, and then we, like I said, we can start winnowing it down to try and keep within a reasonable cost frame here. But it does need updating. This whole building needs ADA updating, and especially the accessibility updating. This is just in the wrong place over here, like I think we all agree. But as we found out from a very rough cost estimate for what we were talking about over here, the external staircase and the elevator was quite high. But whether that was, here's a number I have and multiply it by how many square feet in there. But we have to look into it more, but I just want the board to be aware that there's something, we're gonna start down the road on. And as far as the rest of the property, the garage will be gone before long. The thing out back, the salt shed will be gone before long. And we'll start looking into doing some of the work out here ourselves, because we have some people who are pretty qualified in concrete and things like that, and expand the park out front, maybe get a new Christmas tree. And, but make the park a little bit more interesting out front and narrow the wide open. We don't need that huge opening in the front anymore, because the trucks are gone. We don't need to drive through in the back anymore, because the right of way is really just for that house back there, and we don't really need people circling the building like we have going on now. So, and of course we have to block off the back property, which is reverted back to the owner. So, just so you know, that's coming. We'll be talking about it a lot, probably after July 1st, when we have some money to start the process going. That can all be built out later on when we get the grant. Because I do think we get the grant. This building is like made for that grant. So, but there's limits. It's rolling applications, so if we don't get it this year, maybe we'll get it next year. It's kind of like the culvert up in the hollow. We applied 4 times before we got it, and everybody knew we needed it, but it's whatever comes in before you. So we'll get that underway, and hopefully in a couple of years we'll have a reconfigured ADA approach to this building.
Great.
Sounds good. Without objection, we'll allow Dave to pursue the VDCP grant for accessibility at Cole Hall.
Good.
Okay. And we have some liquor licenses to approve.
Yes, they're in front of you there. They're timetables. It's the regular licenses.
Yeah.
The annual renewals. The events, the individual events, you've board and voted in the past, allow the clerk to approve
Right.
from timetables. But this is timetables, actual license to serve.
The yearly.
Right, so there are 2 of them, a first-class restaurant bar license and a third-class restaurant bar license. We need to approve both of them?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between the 2?
I think one is serving and one is delivering.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the first-class restaurant bar license for timetables and the third-class restaurant bar license for timetables?
So moved.
Moved by Joe, second by Tony. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? So those are both approved by a vote of 4-0-0. And we are the local commissioner. We're here where it says approved.
Mhm.
I'm going to get these all jumbled up for you. I'm sure you'll sort it out. I did all that and I only signed one of them, didn't I?
Yeah.
Good job, Ted.
There we go.
Whoops.
Look at it, one more.
Cross it out, man.
Oh, that's what the official.
That's right. Good thing it wasn't a Declaration of Independence.
So do we have any other business? No? Anybody?
Ken, I need
Mike,
those.
Mike, or Dave, I got one question. You're talking about, North Tracks.
Yes.
Did the maintenance and stuff on the grid like that. We've got all the maintenance schedules and all that with the maintenance books, and we get with them, right?
Yeah, if any of those books survive, but they're all online.
Well, I mean, we've got access to that stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I'm just wondering if, maybe if we asked, like, say, Morse Repair, which is just as capable of doing that,
Well,
if they would do it cheaper.
yeah, same thought has crossed my mind, because Nortrax, like, they all do charge travel.
Yeah,
And, I don't know why we can't do.
and their rate's higher
statements.
than everybody else too.
Yeah, no, the same thoughts crossed my mind as these last ones have come.
Cause I mean, it's still, as long as you got a record of it, there's still
As
gonna
long as you
be,
maintain the equipment by a qualified John
Right.
Deere mechanic, actually, that might even be pushing it. But no, the same thought crossed my mind. It's the same reason why I got rid of the scale guys, because they're charging, $300 to come down and check the scale.
right,
So,
cause
you know.
that dealer owned
Yeah,
supplies,
Nortrax
I mean,
is,
their rate is like,
Nortrax is.
at least
newer
a third
rate
higher than
line.
Morse Repair would
Yeah.
do.
And even though they come from Springfield, because they're bringing the truck down, it's a huge travel charge
Yeah,
just to come down here. Now, if they're coming down like they did when they did the big service on the John Deere, the guy was here for a day, and that wasn't that bad. But, they run down and, you get these charges. No, I've been thinking the same thing. Yeah,
I'm
Get a
just,
charge off of the dead leg.
yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the first, like I said, that's the first thing I encountered with the scale guys. And they came and they didn't bring the 10-cent washer with them. So I said, well, go down to Home Depot. But of course, it was an irregular size, just to fit their scale. And they were like, well, we'll send the guy back down with it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, I'm not paying another $400 for somebody to drive the entire length of the state. So, yeah, they finally agreed that, okay, next time a guy is down there, which happened to be the next week, they came over and put the nut on the thing. But then we switched to a local
Yeah.
scale company. This was like,
well, I really think we ought to look at it.
no, I thought the same thing when I was looking at that. I don't like travel time. I know there's everyone likes to charge them, but really the travel time is nowhere near the IRS rate. I can tell you that. It's quite expensive, and the bigger the truck,
Oh, yeah,
even the scale company now, because they're few and far between that we use. I mean, it's a much better rate, but we're still paying for the guy to drive over here. So we try and group it up, because our scale takes, our whopping little rolling scale takes a few minutes, but,
yeah, but I mean, it's not only just the travel time, it's, their rate is,
it's very.
I would guarantee it's at least a third more than Morse Repair. maybe more than
I
that.
will join you in that guarantee, but I will look into it.
I've hired them guys, I know what they charge. I know what they charge, and that mechanic might have worked for Morse Repair one day, he's just working for the dealer.
Well, I'll tell you another thing I've been thinking about too is because we've started outsourcing our mechanical work on the trucks, is the possibility of bidding out for mechanic services. And
Yeah.
see who's available so that we have a fleet garage that we take our equipment to and we get a reduced rate because we're bringing you a lot of business.
Yeah,
So that's
Like
my.
that idea.
I mean, your warranties are all covered, as long as you cover the maintenance schedule.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, and then, see, we want a reduction because we're guaranteeing you,
Yeah.
a lot of work.
yeah.
So you do a little trade-off with them. And there's enough people around, that can do that.
I don't
Tony
think,
just
I
made a
don't
good
think
point
we've
also.
got any kind of equipment, vehicle, the truck, heavy equipment, whatever, that Morse Repair can't take care of.
No, I think that most people in the business could take care of what we have here.
Yeah,
And it is all out of warranty now. Except for the brand new Chevy, everything's out of warranty,
Yeah.
so. Well,
The
what was
white truck,
Oh, the Dodge pickup too, that's still in warranty, yeah.
is that the white truck?
Yeah, the new white truck, that's brand new, that's still in warranty,
That
so.
moves the snow pretty good.
Yeah, it does, it's a nice truck.
Watched it come down the street.
Tony just- Sorry. Tony just commented that the other advantage of contracting out all of our mechanic work is you've got all your records in one place.
Yes, everything's in one place, because I did download for Mike, because we're trying to recreate records that should exist. Went back through years of Morse and Delory bills, trying to recreate things, and man, that's a real drag.
That's murder.
Yeah, but, one place,
Yeah,
and just do the
Have it all
service there.
there.
And even if it was one place for the trucks and one place for the heavy
Yeah.
equipment, but, you know, if I'm in business, I'm looking at like, okay, you're guaranteeing me this? All right, let's work something out. And then again, of course, we're freeing our guys to do what their job is.
Exactly.
So, yeah, there's a few things to look at. I agree, Ken. There are
You're talking a
ways,
lot of money,
yeah, there's
a lot of money,
there's ways to economize on this stuff.
yeah.
And now that we're committed to it, and we're finding out the true expenses, because it's been kind of under the radar for a while. I mean, they always seem to be under the mechanics budget. And, you know.
Yeah, but they never kept records, they never,
Well, we're taking all the trucks in now, and pretty obvious repairs
yeah.
need to be done. And, you know, the quality, you do pay more for a qualified mechanic to be working on the truck, so. It's something we will absorb, and, you know, I raise it for next year, and I'll raise it again for the year after that. But now we can look at, let's make a deal.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Okay, no other business?
No.
The only action item I remember is that Ken promised to remind us in 12 years to look at different grader manufacturers.
Thank God.
So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Tony,
Second.
second by Joe. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.